Yusuf Estes, and I'm looking for something. Actually, I'm looking for someone. Is that someone you? I want dawah partners, and you can be my dawah partner right now. It's real easy. Just go to dawahpartners.com, sign up, and join me. There are 3 things that I would like for you to be able to do. Any one of them or all of them. Beautiful. Number 1, you will make dua. So you can be our dawah partner, even if you don't go to the website, but I hope you do. Number 2, share. Share this message and let other people know about becoming dawah partners. And number 3, help us financially. Donate on a monthly basis, even if it's small. Allah loves the thing that you do regularly, even if it's small, more than the thing that you do that's really big, but you only do it once. Join me as a dawah partner. Do it now. Click, 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 click.
A way of life, a way of life, a way of life, a way of life. Islam is a way of life, a complete way.
And we're coming to you almost live from our studios right here in Southern California. How you like this background? Yeah, it's kind of cheerful and kind of lightens up the mood for our program tonight, because we got some real serious stuff to talk about, and I didn't want to get too overloaded in the beginning because I'm afraid that you would be like perplexed, and I don't need anybody to get stressed out over all of this. There are some facts that we need to deal with, but we're going to take it easy and understand it from the professionals. And here to help us understand what's going on in the world around us, oh yeah, especially related to our health and this pandemic, we are going to make it through this, guys. And to help us, we have Dr. Adel, all the way from Tampa, Florida. Assalamu alaikum, rahmatullahi barakatuh. And we also have Dr. Sultan. Assalamu alaikum. How are you? Oh,
so excited to be here.
We need you a little bit closer so we can hear you better. A little bit.
All right.
Yeah, a little bit. There you go. That's perfect.
I'm trying some social distancing, okay?
All right. I get it. All right. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
No refined sugar.
All right. Let's see.
We're always close to each other's hearts, you see.
Yes. Yeah, Doctor, I would like to ask you this question, Dr. Sultan. In your practice, now you've been in practice in medicine for how many years now, Doctor?
About 45 years.
45 years. That's almost as long as Richard, who is a preacher for Christianity. About the same amount of time.
I'm a preacher in medicine.
A preacher in medicine. Yes, you really are. That's absolutely true. You are. All right. Okay, my preacher in medicine. Tell us something positive about what's going on around us now. Tell us something that's some like good news. Inshallah.
The good news, inshallah, is that we'll be over with this COVID. We are winning the war, and inshallah, we are getting almost close to normal. Socialization is taking place. the friends are getting together again with same kind of socialization and partying going on, but with social distancing and masking. So those are all the good and positive things. But at the same time, we have some friends. I call everybody my friend. You see, some friends who do not go along with what is common sense and what is medically uh, indicated, and they are getting into the more political realm. Should we get the vaccination? We do not. No, I don't want vaccination. I don't want. The truth of the matter is, to all my friends.
Doctor, I'm sorry that we had to interrupt you, but you were talking. You're my preacher doctor now, so yeah, I like that so much.
Yeah.
Preacher doctor. All right.
Yeah, right.
Okay, preacher doctor.
So-
I'm going to
so-
call
so
on
what-
you
so
right
what I was-
now to make us feel good. Go ahead.
Well, do the right things, make the right choice, do the right things, and make the right choices in life. You'll be happy. The whole pursuit is what is right decision in life. You see, as far as it's come to our health and wellness and happiness. So I have a 5F formula for happiness and contentment and keeping us away from all sorts of illnesses and physical and mental ailments, you see, which is very, very simple. In life, what happens is that the goals keep changing. When you are a little boy, you get different goals. When you got older, married, different goals. When you got kids, you different goals. But there is one thing called priorities in life. They should not change. When they change, our life becomes upside down and we develop all sorts of physical and mental ailments. So I will elaborate what I mean by that. And these are 5F priorities in our life. Number one, F is faith. To be faithful to our Creator, what He has given us and what He has not given us. Because He has given us health, happiness, all that stuff, that's great. He's kept illnesses and a lot of hardships away from us. That's His blessing. So we got to be thankful for all that, what He has not given us. Number two is fitness. We need to do whatever we need to do to keep ourselves healthy. We got to have time for it. No, I don't have the time to cook for my food, okay? I don't have the time to do this. I don't have the time to exercise. I don't have time to do this. Well, all those things will make life imbalanced and cause the problem. So the first is faith. Number two is fitness. Number three is family. You got to have enough time to take care of your family. Right now, what is happening is because the husband is working, the wife is working, the kids are scattered, they are growing older in an empty environment. They are growing with the television and with cell and internet and all the other stuff, and they are getting lost. A lot of teenagers now getting into drugs and drug abuse and deaths associated, all that. This is all because we don't have the time to take care of our families. You see, the fourth F is finances. We got to have time to work so that we can have a reasonable living for ourselves and our family, you see. And the fifth F, we got to have time for all these things. The fifth F is friends. Now, let's analyze a little bit further. Let's say that you got everything, but you don't have fitness, you don't have health, you got asthma, you got arthritis, you got colitis, you had stroke, can't move around. What good is life, you see? So You take one thing out, the life is imbalanced. Now let's say that you have first four things, but the fifth thing, the friend you don't have. You thank Allah Ta'ala, you have faith, you got family, you got friends, you got finances figured out, the job, but you're a lonely man in this planet Earth because you got no friends with you. So what good is life? So when you take anything out of it, these priorities, you will develop both physical and mental illness. Therefore, it is important for us to have proper balance of life, enough time to pay attention to these five priorities, and then that is the path towards happiness and wellness, and both spiritual and physical and mental. So that is what I, as a preacher, preach my patients.
All right, that sounds pretty good to me. So, all right, let me ask Dr. Adil what he thinks about some of the things that would make us happy and give us good influence, and spiritually, health-wise, everything, inshallah ta'ala.
Inshallah. I echo everything Dr. Sultan mentioned, but I will add a couple of more things that are so unbelievably important, which is the connection with Allah. Connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala emphasizes in the Quran, Hudan wa Shifa. In this Quran, there's a cure and there's a remedy for diseases. So if somebody just want to really experiment that and try, just spend time with Allah. And that's really part of the faith part, the faith part that really establishes the main core that everything builds around the faith of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And being thankful and turn this into actions to do what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordered us to do, God Almighty has ordered us to do. And this is so important, and for everyone watching around the globe, we're observing and living through the best days of life. Today's day 3 of the Hijjah. These are we approaching every day towards the day of Arafah, the best day that the sun has risen on. That will be the next Monday, inshallah. One day before the Eid, the big feast of sacrifice, which is on next Tuesday, inshallah, a week from today. So every moment counts in terms of Allah, remembrance of Allah. Allah loves it. Allah, in Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Allah loves tahmid, alhamdulillah, tahleel, la ilaha illallah, takbir, Allahu Akbar, and tasbih, subhanallah, and say this a lot and continuously and as many times as you possibly can. This is a great therapy for the tension, for the stress, for the anxiety, because you're definitely living with Allah and getting the charge, or if you would, the spiritual charge that will keep you strong to fight all the daily stresses and challenges that we go through from the moment we wake up to the minute we go to sleep. And this is supposed to make you strong, elevate your ranks, wipe your sins, and Allah give this ongoing special sale. So everybody should take advantage, because the sale ends on Tuesday morning before sunrise. So it's very, very important.
All right. Okay. I get this. I get this. All right. Oh, I've got a preacher, doctor, and now I've got a salesman doctor.
still preaching, but in hopefully in a way that will transform people to actually start doing things, and inspire them and uplift them to hear and then move on to actually do things. Do things that about the happiness they'll bring them. Dhikrullah, the reading the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and being connected with the Quran, and on the rest of the day, it's not just if I can read 5-10 minutes. Read whatever you can. This is all Allah said. Some of you are making a living. Some of you are in fighting in the path of Allah. Some of you are, you struggling taking care of daily life, but you read whatever you can read from the Quran, especially around Fajr time, when it is witnessed by angels. In the Quran, al-Fajr kana mashhuda, and if you want to be registered in the book and by the angels at that particular time, the dawn time, it's a very, very special time, especially these days of the year. That's where really are encouraged and to spend more time with the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then ongoing during the day, dhikrullah, keep your mouth moist with the dhikrullah, with the remembrance of Allah, as we mentioned, because Allah loves it, God Almighty loves it. So if Allah loves something, then He's the Almighty, the Creator, then we should do it more often and get more rewards and get happiness and fight all the negative feelings of stress and anxiety and so on, knowing that everything ultimately in the hands of Allah. So that gives a relief and assurance and also calmness and tranquility, which is badly without the pills, without taking pills, without that have a lot of side effects and so on.
You see, in my life, one of the biggest advice I've gotten, or I've from the Islamic literature I've gotten, is from Hazrat Basri. Somebody asked him that what is the secret of your God consciousness, because he was extremely had extreme amount of taqwa. So he said there are 4 things. I often ponder on these 4 points, and it gives me quite peace of mind and takes my worries and everything away. Number 1, he said, I realized that what God has ordained for me, what my risk, my food, my things that earnings in this world, no one can take away from me. When I was convinced of that, it gave me extreme peace of mind. The second thing, he said that no one can pray on my behalf. So I started praying. The third thing, he said that I understood clearly that God is watching me all the time. So I became careful of not doing things that will really make Allah Ta'ala in any slightest way. And then the fourth thing, I realized that the death is waiting for me, so I started the journey for that. So these are the 4 pieces of advice which honestly gives so much peace of mind, so much content, and gives you real direction what person should be doing, the purpose Allah Ta'ala created you, and what Allah Ta'ala wants you to do in this life. So these are the summarizes to a great degree in these 4 pieces of advice that will give you taqwa that no other piece of information can give you that amount of taqwa.
I agree with that 100%. And now, so I've got my preacher doctor, my salesman doctor. I like that. We need a third one in here for something, I guess. Anyway, mashallah, mashallah. I think it's almost time for us to take a little break here. What do you think, guys?
Yes.
Shall we do that? All right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we're going to let everybody learn how they can be a dawah partner with us and get a lot of rewards, especially in these days, guys. Oh, man. If you can do anything right now, just there are 3 things. I'm going to let you watch this, and then when we come back, we'll talk about it. This is Yusuf Estes, and I'm looking for something. Actually, I'm looking for someone. Is that someone you? I want dawah partners, and you can be my dawah partner right now. It's real easy. Just go to dawahpartners.com, sign up, and join me. There are 3 things that I would like for you to be able to do. Any one of them, or all of them. Beautiful. Number one, you will make dua. So you can be our dawah partner, even if you don't go to the website, but I hope you do. Number two, share. Share this message and let other people know about becoming dawah partners. And number three, help us financially. Donate on a monthly basis, even if it's small. Allah loves the thing that you do regularly, even if it's small, more than the thing that you do that's really big, but you only do it once. Join me as a dawah partner. Do it now. Click, 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 click. Okay, and we are back, and Dr. Ados told me while we were in the break now, he said, don't call him a salesman, a presenter. I think that's what you said, is it, Doctor?
Uplifter.
Uplifter. An uplifter.
Doctor.
Okay. All right. Well, we can do that.
Because I'm a heart doctor, so I always pump people and doing good and uplifting. So you know how to pump people up. So this is just part of being a heart doctor.
All right. I got that. All right. So let's encourage everybody to get some good deeds, and you can do that real simple, guys. Number one, just raise your hands and make dua. Pray for your family, pray for your mom and dad, pray for yourself, pray for others, pray for goodness, pray for peace. These things that you do in these days right now, this is an amazing opportunity, because you'll be rewarded just raising your hands and asking Allah to do something. And yes, I know it sounds crazy. Why would Allah pay me big time for just asking him to do something? It doesn't make sense. Yes, but it does, because who are you asking? And Allah created us only to worship him. And this is definitely a form of worship. Asking Allah to do something is worship. How about when you say, I want to ask Allah to forgive me? What do you think? That's exactly what he wants you to do. He wants you to ask him, but not to ask a statue, a rock, a snake, a duck. You know, you just don't do that. You pray directly to him, and you've already got a reward. Even though you're asking him to give you something, he's going to give you maybe so much more than that. So these days are the opportunity for us to see it manifold, which means big, 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 big. Right, Doctor?
Yes, absolutely. And you know, there's a couple of things that I want this to really make benefit every second in the show, whether learn some new information, uplifting, unload resentment or negative energy, and recharge in a positive way, so that you can feel energized and feel good and feel happy and less stressed. So if we could do that, that's a successful accomplishment. You know, being contributing to the show. And today, because of this heavy duty use of electronic devices, we have to watch this, and we have to balance things out. This was a study that suggested that more than 2 hours a day of device use, especially for children, will lead to both cognitive and behavioral risk. You know, and this is something that every parent, everybody, elder should be watching. What's the screen time? So this particular study was the screen time was more than 2 hours a day. My screen time for a week, you know, on the phone, iPhone, it gives you. I range between 4 to 5 hours a week. So I figure 30 minutes a day, just kind of see what's going on and so on, and stay related to relevant things rather than getting distracted with the nonsense. I think that will be a good idea. And then again, just concentrate on positive things. Those kids that use more than 2 hours a day of screen time, whatever it is, you add TV, you add devices, iPad, iPhone, all that stuff. Now it lead to behavioral problems in kids, isolation, and anxiety. The kids are totally living in a different world. They don't have any connection with the family, connection to the surroundings. So I encourage everybody, especially sitting in on dinner table, to have this ongoing discussion and to kind of balance things out. When you need to use it, find for a good reason, for education, for learning a new something, for even to share something positive, to uplift people, to have a meaningful purpose. Otherwise, if you just those kids turning into stuck to the TV, watching anything and everything without any kind of guidance, censorship, but guidance, for content that's inappropriate, violence, bad language, and all that. That will turn into, when they grow up, it becomes part of their lifestyle. Because of what they pick through TV and computer, and especially when they take it in their bedroom and nobody's kind of seeing what they're watching, and then they are attached to it so much that they will grow up. When they reach high school, they will have more likely to have their devices all in the bedroom, and they cannot go anywhere unless they have this obsession. And of course, with more increased time and more distraction, and that's something that we all have to watch and be aware of the terrible impacts of this addicting behavior. That is just like binging and eating, and a lot of people, when they know that they're sitting watching TV, they're not aware of the amount of food that they're consuming, so they end up having this combination of horrible things: sitting sedentary, they're not moving, watching TV with bad contents for the most part, and then and watching it on a prolonged period of time from multiple devices, whether TV or computer, and then getting really bad habits and gaining weight and getting sick because of that. So it's very important to have a balanced life and have the human interaction with the family and friends and so on, because when people are just spending time with machines and devices, that takes the human part away, and then it leads to I would say a reduction of their mental ability and their intellectual capacity, and lead to behavioral problems like antisocial behavior and so on, so that they cannot get along with people at work or in the school, or and have really unhealthy behavior. So I wanted just to make sure, especially in the summer when kids, I have nothing to do, I'm bored, so I'm going to watch TV all day. That's not that, especially for these days, like I mentioned earlier. If you can just do a little more time to spend with Allah, with His book, with His, with the dhikr of Allah, with the remembrance of Allah, do good deeds, volunteer to help out, to give food, to reach out to the neighbors who cannot walk, deliver a meal or medicine to someone who is handicapped, to involve with so many good things that you even may get a community hours for. And a lot of young youth approach me about that, and we'll put them to work with something positive, and they feel so good. They learn how to become leaders, and then they get community hours, and then they feel like, what, they're contributing in a positive way, rather than just being stuck to watching the computer or TV with a lot of bad contents for the most part. Unless there is a purpose, and there's a supervision for the content, and also guidance for the kids, that they will themselves will turn away from seeing bad things or hearing bad things, that will because it's everything that goes through the eye, everything that goes through the ear, that we all will be responsible for in the day of judgment, and it has an influence on the heart. If you hear and read Quran, and you're living with Allah, then it will have a positive impact on you. And if all the other distractions come and become more or less dominant in your life, then there's something definitely wrong. And if we can help the kids to learn that early in life, to have a balance. I'm not saying, you could watch a little cartoon or watching something nice and funny. I have no problem with that. But having the kids alone, just stuck to the TV, all day long, or to iPad or iPhone, that is very dangerous, as will contribute in a negative way to their intellectual and behavioral development.
Dr. Sultan is back with us right now. Dr. Sultan, do you have anything to add to this? You just got through doing your namaz, I think, right?
Yes, I just finished my salah. Right, Dr. Ali is right on time, because these are some of the main sources which are distracting us for both spiritually and also materialistically, in this world, because they're taking away a lot of our productive time into all these things. You see, basically, this is what I have been taught, and this is what I honestly, I'm going to admit something in here. I even do not know how to turn my TV on, okay? Because the old TV, you just button on, but these TVs, use all this complicated stuff. I don't know how to turn the TV on. You see, I don't watch. Why? Because one of my great teachers taught me that what does TV do to you? Well, it gives you red eyes and empty mind. And I am not ready to trade for those two things. Red eyes and empty mind. That's all what this all trash is. You see, one of the most critical things you should always think continuously is, what is my company doing to me? If the company, which I says TV or friends or whatever, it applies to all that. If
I was thinking you meant like a company, you work for a business, and what is this business doing? And I'm like, wait a minute, how did we shift gears? You're supposed to be the preacher guy, not the salesman guy.
I'm still preaching. Hey, I'm still preaching. I'm still teaching the business in the world. You see, Allah Ta'ala says it's a business. You do good things, I will reward you.
All right.
Everything we do, if Allah Ta'ala said good, bad, I'm not going to reward you one way or the other. Well, where is the motivation?
In case nobody knows, if you just tuned in and you don't know what's going on, okay. First of all, these are real medical doctors that they're supposed to be talking about medicine, and I encouraged them to get off into other things. And I wound up with a preacher doctor and I'm not going to say salesman, a what?
Uplifter.
Uplifter doctor. Oh, I know what that is. That's the guy that gets out in front of the crowd and he says, okay, everybody put your hand on your head. Yeah. Oh. MashaAllah. And the name of this program, everybody, I want you to remember this, is called Talk About It. Muslim Medicine. Talk about it. That's what we're doing. We're supposed to be talking about it. I just put that up on the screen right now, and we are talking about it. Let's shift over now to talk a little bit about what is going on with this. What's going on with the variant? COVID. What do they call it? The variant Delta.
Yes, Delta is in your neck of the wood. I think there was 3,000 cases in 3 days reported, of the Delta variant, which is becoming dominant in the Los Angeles County. And I know that everybody's is urging the use of masks and the social distancing, the whole bit. And today, I'm also seeing another variant that's called Beta variant that's in South Africa, which could be deadlier. That's according to the data that's coming out. So now, no matter how you see it, whether it's alpha, beta, delta, and lambda is coming down the way as well of the new variants, which will lead to more infectivity and more contagiousness and increase in hospitalization. But you know, again, I would urge everyone, please, please, please. Next Tuesday is the feast day. We wish everybody happiness and also ensure safety. So if somebody has chronic disease, somebody who is and not healthy in a way that taking immune suppressive drugs, or have basically autoimmune disease should not be in a gathering that will potentially cause the problem, even if the vaccinated, because
doctor,
of this
I got to interrupt
potential
you.
risk.
I have to do this. I have to tell you that I've seen people that are in those kind of conditions, exactly like what you're talking about, and I fear that they say, listen, I've been cooped up for a year and a half. This is my chance to get out and get somebody to help with my wheelchair or help me get over there. And I don't care if I die. I don't care. I just want to be with everybody. And this is, I know what they're going through,
I
but
come across them all day, 7 days a week. So the way, and especially in Juma. So the way that I try to tell, one, continue education. Number two, if they want, they have to be in an open air area of the masjid, not inside, because indoors, if you keep indoors more than 15 minutes, and if somebody potentially still carrying the virus or shedding the virus, that's a health risk to everybody within the congregation in a closed space. So I tell, if we have a situation like this, someone insists to coming and so on and so forth, please, I ensure to have the mask on, the hand sanitizers, and they're with their wheelchair, whatever, in a very safe, with proper spacing and social distancing, and kept outside in the prairie, outside rather than inside. But this is we would like very much everybody's cooperation. We don't want super spreader events, God forbid, in the masajid or whatever, after people having the prayer because people did not take the right precautions. We want people to be happy and joyful and bring gifts to the kids and balloons and toys and so on, and have a lot of happiness, especially for our brothers and sisters and everybody. But we have to be careful. So it's a delicate balance. And I would say, if somebody doesn't feel good or have symptoms, please, out of love to your fellow, Muslims, and out of care and caring spirit to them, and not to hurt them by basically unnecessarily increase the risk of exposure, because now we have all these variants. We don't know who's got what and who's got immune disease or not, who's got double vaccination or not. You're not going to stop everyone and go through the medical history and see what their immune health status is. But if everybody cooperates, inshallah, and take these simple precautions, I think that would be a good thing. That will obviate the need to go, God forbid, turning people from the masjid into the emergency room and have emergencies and having people get infected and really ruin the spirit of happiness of the Eid. So again, I plead to everybody, please take precautions. Get your mask, social distancing. If someone have symptoms of coughing, sneezing, or fever, do not come. If somebody doesn't feel good, do not come. If someone really having a situation like we have to do it, then it should be accommodated outside. We don't want this to turn into arguments and so on, because I know how emotional people are getting nowadays, and I understand, Sheikh, what you said about a year, and people, I really need to go come back and get that feeling and again and so on. And I pray to Allah that everything will go pass by peacefully and without any adverse events. But we have to take our precautions, and then at the end we'll tawakkul Allah. We depend on Allah for everything, because ultimately it's in the hands of Allah. But we have to take our measures and to be really stringent about it, but still nice and still courteous and still gentle and still not offending anybody, but we gotta and teach the kids also that we have to have a discipline in the way we do things to prevent any adverse events from happening, inshallah.
Inshallah. Okay, Dr. Sultan, if you don't mind, pick up where he left off.
Well, he has given a beautiful sermon which I can't duplicate. So I congratulate Dr. Adil for that.
Wait. You said sermon, but we need you to be the preacher here now.
Well, I'm always in competition. Somebody is going to beat me sometime. Dr. Adil has done a beautiful job of giving the beautiful advice that what we should be doing, and that's the folks. This is the reality. We can't put our head in sand and say that everything is fine, like a lot of people are doing. You see, so friendship, everything is fine, but in friendship we have to be careful about the well-being of the my friend.
What happened?
I'm not vaccinated. I don't want to jeopardize because I'm too much socially getting close distance to that person. So all those things in average, and as Dr. Adil said, masking, meet in the open, don't stay indoors gatherings for more than 15 minutes. All those things are absolutely valid things to do.
But brief. No kissing or hugging. Absolutely. That's just we gotta at least till we get the pandemic over, and then inshallah, we could resume that. But
wait a minute. Whoa! Wait a minute. Now, kissing and hugging. Oh, come on, doctor.
Brother, I haven't seen
Oh,
you
you mean the
here.
guys. Oh, you meant the... Oh, sorry. Oh, I want everybody to... I really want everybody to be on the same page with us because, guys, as much as serious and as life-threatening this is, you cannot... I've just regressed to my former business that I was in. One of the things that they used to tell us that in movies and stage plays and so on, you can just hold the audience's attention with something so long and they'll get bored. And that is especially whenever their adrenaline is pumping and they're afraid and the monster is coming and it's coming and it's coming and it's coming and it's coming. When is this monster going to get here and eat somebody? Hey, I'm going to go out and get some popcorn. And that is a very serious part of what we're talking about now, because this is getting a lot more serious, but we still need to maintain our balance, guys. We got to keep it between the ditches, as we say in Texas. Don't get too far over to the right or to the left. Just keep going. Keep your head down and keep plowing. And if you don't get anything else out of this, hold on tight to your faith in Almighty God and trust Him and allow Him to do what He does, and just keep praying to Him, because maybe that's one of the reasons why all this is happening. So more of us will just turn to Him and say, Allah help us. Allah help us.
I mean that's a good way of putting it. And just remember the ayah of "Ma asabakum musiba illa bi'idhnillah." No harm will touch anybody except with the permission of Allah. No harm. Just go back. Nobody will get coronavirus or accidents on the road or anything except with the permission of Allah. And if Allah wants good to somebody, no one can stop it. So if we have this, peace of mind. We take precautions and everything, but knowing ultimately nothing happens in this world except with the will and permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, God Almighty. And yes, it could be just, hey, come back to Allah. Reminders, come back to Allah and increase your faith and strengthen your faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if you take it on the positive end of things, this is actually meant to be a good thing. And if somebody, passes away in Allah, because Allah has time for everybody to come to the world and to leave the world, and only one who has full control on both is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the creator.
Yeah, this brings up something very interesting, because this is just getting from the news, some church people who are talking about that, hey, we are coming to the church and we are praying and, God will protect us, nothing will happen, we're just gonna mix in all the stuff like we do because God is gonna protect us. So it remind me something very, very interesting quickly. Once Satan came to Hazrat Isa and said, do you believe in Qadar? Do you believe in the faith? He said, yes, I do. You see, he said, well, if you do, can you jump off the cliff? He said, you are very stupid. We don't test Allah Ta'ala. Allah Ta'ala tests us, but we don't test Allah Ta'ala. So
by the way, Doctor, did you know that is in the Bible? That the devil is trying to test Jesus, and he's saying, throw yourself down from a steeple or something like this. And then he said, why don't you believe that, or so and so? And the response comes back to him. It says, tempt not the Lord your God. Don't try to do something like this. Don't tempt God, because you could really be in a bigger disaster in the next life too.
Yeah, exactly. So I just wanted to bring up, because in some church, that's what they were promoting, that because we have protection from God, so nothing can happen. So I saw.
It's exciting. Oh, answer the phone.
Okay.
All right. I get it. We're gonna have to take this opportunity to close the program out, and I want to assure everybody that we, inshallah, God willing, we will be back next Monday and Tuesday on regular time, and we'll also be on the regular times throughout this week with our other programs. We have shifted off of the weekend. The weekends, we were dedicating to the children. Anyway, they're telling me wrap it up. So we'll say everybody stay guided with
Guided TV.
Yusuf Estes, and I'm looking for something. Actually, I'm looking for someone. Is that someone you? I want dawah partners. And you can be my dawah partner right now. It's real easy. Just go to dawahpartners.com, sign up, and join me. There are 3 things that I would like for you to be able to do. Any one of them or all of them. Beautiful. Number 1, you will make dua. So you can be our dawah partner, even if you don't go to the website, but I hope you do. Number 2, share. Share this message and let other people know about becoming dawah partners. And number 3, help us financially. Donate on a monthly basis, even if it's small. Allah loves the thing that you do regularly, even if it's small, more than the thing that you do that's really big, but you only do it once. Join me as a dawah partner. Do it now. Click.